Welcome to Fur Talk. How are you?
I'm doing well. I want to first off thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, like I said, I'm a little tired because I've been filming like all weekend, but I love interviews. So thanks again for
You're
having me.
welcome. All right, so let's get into it. Tell us everyone who you are, your company name, and everything.
Yes. Well, my name is Dewayne Etheridge. I'm an independent filmmaker in the North Carolina area. I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I write, produce, direct, and act in my own independent films. I've been doing that seriously since about 2012. And the name of my production company is Pure Prestige Productions. It was Dwayne Etheridge Studios at first, but I just wanted a better name. So around 2018, I renamed the company Pure Prestige Productions.
Okay. Did I know that? I don't think I
No,
knew.
I no, I didn't tell you that until just now. Yeah, you just found it out. Yeah, when it was Dwayne Etheridge Studios, I don't think we knew each other yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was a minute ago. But we've been on each other for a minute.
We have though. We have. I don't remember exactly what year we met, but yeah, we have known each other for a
Yeah.
little while.
Okay. So, you said it's in North Carolina. Did you say you didn't say the
Correct.
city, right?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay.
Right.
Um, so do you only cater to actors and actresses in Charlotte?
Not at all. I've actually worked with actors all over from LA to Indiana, Washington, D.C. So I love working with actors all over. So yeah, it's not just a North Carolina thing. If I find an actor that's interested in acting with me or whatever, and I like them and they want to really be a part of my projects, yeah, I'll definitely get them down here and we can get to working.
Gotcha. Okay. Have you worked with any big name or known actors and actresses?
I have one of the films that I have coming out, a horror film. I had a few actors that actually, like some named actors. You may not be familiar with a few of them. There's a horror icon named Brink Stevens. She's been around since the early 80s. You can look her up on Instagram or
Mhm.
Google her. She was actually in my film Slumber Party, Slaughter Party 2, as well as Lloyd Kaufman, who has been around forever. He's a filmmaker and actor, and he's been in Slumber Party, Slaughter Party 2 as well. He's been around since like the
Mm.
70s. And the name of his company is Trauma Entertainment. I've worked with him. A former adult film star, model, Bethany Benz. She was on For the Love of Ray J. She's in that film as well. Who else? Um, those are probably the biggest names that I've worked with so far.
And how did you get them? Did they come to you or you went to them?
No, with I'm gonna start with Brink. I was following her on Instagram, and I've been a big fan of her work. She's been in a lot of films that have inspired some of my films, and I just reached out to her on Instagram, told her what I wanted her to do, and she read the script, and she was like, "I would love to be a part of it." We worked out the terms, got her down here. She came, did a phenomenal job. She had a great personality. Because you never know with the bigger stars, you never know how they really gonna act. So I was a little nervous at first. I was like, I don't know how she gonna act, but I wanted her to come down here. She great personality, did a great job. Same with Bethany Benz. I follow her on Instagram, and I inboxed her. I introduced myself, said I was an independent filmmaker, and I would like to have you in some of my films. She read the script, agreed, and the rest is history. And after that, she actually asked me to be her manager or whatever, which I wasn't expecting. But I had to think about it. I was like, oh, that's a lot. But I said, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. So
Which one is that the porn star?
yes,
So the
Yes.
porn star asked you to be her manager.
Yeah. It came out the blue because we were talking, and she's trying to get more into mainstream acting. So after she saw some of the stuff that I've done, I guess she liked what she saw, and she saw how serious I was about it.
Okay.
And she just called me one day, and we were talking, and she asked me that out the blue. I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh wow. So like I told her I'd get back with her. I thought about it for a couple of days, and then I said yeah. So and we become really close. She's a very interesting, entertaining person. We've actually become friends, and yeah, it's crazy how things work because I never would have thought, that would have been a part of my life. But yeah, like I said, she's a real cool person, and yeah, I really like her. So
Okay.
and yeah, pretty much everybody that I've worked with, like I said, the all of the name actors, I just reached out to them on Instagram.
Okay. How did you know? I'm sorry, I don't want to refer to her as the porn star. What's her name? Is that
Right.
Bethany?
Her name is Bethany Benz.
Okay.
Yes.
I know, right? What is close to me? Okay. We about to get to that. Because you see my face
Hey, see,
expressions.
see. Yeah, yeah, that's my homeboy asking that question. He trying to be funny. What's up, man? But no, no, no. She's actually married. So yeah, we're just platonic friends. That's it.
Okay. So how did you know that Bethany wanted to do acting? Was it on her page? Has she ever done acting before? I mean, besides being
No,
in porn, that's pretty much acting too. But like real acting.
no, no. What happened was, like I said, I reached out to her on Instagram and I told her what I do, and then I just, I was like, I would love to have you in some of my films. Sent her the scripts. She read over them and she agreed to do them. So, and then, I just kind of going forward, I asked her, I said, so are you enjoying the acting? Like, how serious are you about it? And she likes it. She doesn't like a lot of lines, which is fine,
Mm.
but she does enjoy it. And I have a few other films coming up with that she's a part of. So yeah, and yeah, she's enjoying it so far. She still does the event hosting. She hosts different events around the world. She still
Mm.
models. She still does a lot. So,
Oh,
and like I said, she was on the first season of For the Love of Ray J. I don't know if you ever saw
yeah,
that.
I have. I just
Hmm.
I didn't they mention that it was someone who did porn on that season? She mentioned that on the show, didn't she?
No, she wasn't doing porn at that
I mean,
time.
she didn't
She
say
actually
like she was
started.
a like she ever did porn because that sounds very familiar on the Love of Ray J.
No, not during that time. No, she, like I said, that came later on. She was actually modeling at the
Mm-hmm.
time, and someone told her about the show, and then she just went ahead and went on there. But at that time, no, she wasn't doing porn yet. That came like a little bit after the show ended.
Oh, so she started porn after For the Love of Ray J.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know if you told me that or if I seen something in the media about you like the combination of them two together. So, hmm,
Probably, yeah, it might have been something online. Who knows?
okay.
But yeah, she that came later on, and she started doing the event hosting prior to that, and she told me because I did an interview with her. She told me that people was trying to get her in that industry for a while, and she kept saying no, and then eventually she just said yes, and she was in there for a little while.
Okay. Then. All right. Shout out to her. I mean,
Hmm.
everyone has to have a living, they may start one thing, move on to the next.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
good for that.
So yeah, me too. I mean, I'm not afraid to try many things, and whatever's out here that I can try legally, to become successful and make money. I mean, I'm all for it.
Right.
So yeah, I don't knock anybody's hustle.
Okay, then. Cantrell Lopez says, definitely want to be a part of your next movie. So how can somebody like him or anyone be a part of your movies?
Just reach out to me. I can give you the, can I give my email address or?
I guess you guys could connect and do it in a inbox or something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I mean,
just send me, yeah, just inbox me and I'll get the
yeah,
info.
that'll be better. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Because I'm always casting and I'm always looking for people. So yeah, people that are serious though, because a lot of people say they want to get into film because they think it's fun or whatever, but they don't understand the hard work that it takes because it is work. Yeah, we do have fun on my sets, but it's still work. Like this weekend, I shot for probably about a good 12, 13 hours straight yesterday after filming all Friday night.
Mm,
So you get tired, like it's a lot that goes on, and I just want people to understand filmmaking is a very serious thing and it is work. It's definitely
it
work.
is work. Yeah, 'cause you have to memorize the lines, and you could be on set and you could change the lines, and then you have to memorize those new lines. Then it could
Hmm.
throw off your whole everything. So
Exactly.
it's definitely work. Then it's like the emotions, the face expressions, the different angles, saying it over and over again.
Right.
So it's
Exactly.
definitely work.
Yeah,
Um,
people don't understand that. Like I said, they think it's just fun, fun, fun. Yeah, we can have fun, but we still have to get the work done. And as an independent filmmaker such as myself, we're under time
mm,
crunches a lot. So we don't have the luxury of just filming forever. Like if we have a location that we renting, if we have 2 hours to be there, we have
mm,
2 hours to be there. So we need to finish within that 2 hour time frame.
mm-hmm.
So,
That is
you know.
true. Okay. What made you start doing movies?
Ah. Well, I've always been a movie buff, right? Ever since I was young, all I did was watch movies, 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 movies. And I was like that my whole life, and I've always enjoyed writing as well. So once I got out of high school, I was like, I don't really want to work for somebody my whole life. So I was like, I have to do something on my own. What could I do?
Mm-hmm.
Then it clicked. It said it makes sense. You love writing and you love watching movies. Why don't you become a filmmaker or whatever? So I was like, I should become a filmmaker. And what I did was I was in Maryland at the time, and I went to this place called CTV. CTV was a company where they taught you the basics of
Mm-hmm.
filmmaking, like directing and a lot of editing, things of that nature, lighting, and that was fine. The majority of my training, I would say, came from reading books, watching documentaries on filmmaking, watching behind the scenes on the DVDs of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
films, and I just went on from there. I tapped into it in 2002. I tried to make my very first horror film. At the time, it was called House of Terror, and no, House of Pain. And then I know Tyler Perry's show
House of
had came
Pain.
out around the same time. So I was like, okay, let me change this title. So I changed it to House of Terror. And I had actors with no experience. I got a lot of my friends together at the time, and I went to shoot the film. And, we never finished. And I left and moved to Charlotte in 2005. So around that time, I had a son. So I stepped away from filmmaking for a little bit and, just focused on real life things. Came back to it in 2012. Finally did House of Terror. It didn't come out perfect, had a lot of mistakes, but I'm happy I got the film complete after all of those
Nah,
years.
for real though.
So, yeah, it took a while, but I know I gave you a
No.
long-winded answer, but basically, okay, yeah, I got into filmmaking just because I love everything about film. From the writing is probably my favorite part of it because I like to come up with characters, dialogue, situations, locations. I just love that, and it also takes me out of the real world, which I have to escape
Mhm.
sometimes. Um, and yeah, I just love being creative. So I just love everything about it. And being on set and directing actors, trying to get them where you need them to
Mhm.
be. trying to get them to show emotion in certain scenes. And I actually had an actor that I was working with on my newest short film called Social Depression 2 last night. And we were trying because it was a repass scene. The character's mother had just passed, and I was trying to get the main actress, basically to show her emotion and cry, and it was difficult, but we tried hard, and I mean, a lot of acting and directing, like, it's a lot.
No, it's
It's very big.
definitely a lot.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that it was a question I have for that. Okay, so if your actor or actress can't find the right emotion, what do you do?
Try to get them there. Try my hardest to, help them think of something that maybe hurt them, something that still brings them pain. And, I hate to
No,
do that,
but yeah,
but yeah, that's something that you have to do to get them there. Some people, they can do it pretty easily, some more difficult than others. So it really just depends. But me as a director, it's my job to try to get the best performance out of the actors. So I'll try everything I can, to get that. For the most part, I'm successful. Sometimes you have to maybe go another way if you're not getting exactly what you want. So maybe you have to change the scene or something like that. But yeah, I just tried my hardest to get them out, where they need to be and get that emotion out. Which is very, very difficult.
it is.
It's very difficult to do.
It is.
Especially depending on the actor and things like that. So,
Yeah, it is
you know,
because it's like you have to cry. Think about somebody who died. You know what I mean? So
exactly that. And that's what I was saying last night. I was telling my lead actor in the film, I asked her, I said, well, what's something that hurts you or something that you think about? Even one of the other actors, we were talking for a long time trying to get that emotion, you know? Like I said, I hate doing that, but like for myself, because I act as well. So if I need to get somewhere, if I need to get really angry or, emotional about something, I take a few minutes and to myself maybe go to the bathroom, turn the lights off, and just think and work myself up, and then come back to set and just do what I have to do, So it just really depends, like I said, on the actor and things like that.
yeah, a lot of times they do need like a moment to gather themselves and think about something. And then the kicker is if there's dialogue before they have to bring that emotion, but then they're ready
Hmm.
for that emotion right then and there, that's what's going to throw them off too. Because by the time it's time for them to show the emotion, they may not have it anymore.
You're right. So, yeah, it is difficult. I mean, and then going back to what I said previously, that's why I tell people like it's not just get in front of a camera and just talk. You have to really act and you have to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to get people to understand being an actor is not as easy as you think it is. Like you have to, it's a lot of preparation, it's a lot of rehearsal, and it's just a lot. That's why I respect people that take the craft seriously, take acting classes, read books, do whatever they can to be the best actor that they can be. And those are the type of actors I like to work with.
Now there are a lot of actors that never, like mainstream actors, that's never
Mm,
been to an acting class. You
true.
know, so
That is true.
sometimes it just comes natural, but then once they're a mainstream actor, then they have an acting coach to sharpen their skills, to
True.
keep it
True.
up. But I've read some stuff and seen some interviews towards like they have not been in not one acting class. And then some actors be like, "Oh yeah, you have to take acting classes to get an agent." That's not true either.
Hmm. Yeah.
Or mhm.
Now, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say for people they say, oh, it's for agents to take you more seriously or whatever. Now, I mean, it's true in a certain extent, but some people they don't care if you got it, you got it.
Yeah. Now, some actors are naturally talented. I agree with that. Some people can just come in there and just kill it. but that doesn't apply to
No.
every actor. You know, some actors come in there that don't have it and think that
Yeah.
they do. So that's why I say like I like people to take it seriously. You know, just study, do as much as you can, even if you don't take classes. Read a book, you know, watch some stuff online or whatever, just so that you can become better. Because my thing is this, my personal opinion, I don't really understand why you would want to do anything and not want to become better, you know, especially if you want this to be your career. I mean, everybody should want to improve. I want to improve as a
Mm.
director. I constantly want to get better, and I've been doing this for a little while now. And I'm like, I'm still not where I feel as though I want to be as a director yet. It's still things that I'm still learning. So, you know, but I'm willing to learn to become the best filmmaker I can be.
Yeah, no, for real. Okay, City Boy, um, who I know as Chris from back home, he did
Mhm.
second, my second podcast. It wasn't even really a podcast at the time, but
Okay.
he did the second one. But he's a actor. Well, he's an aspiring actor. So I had him and another friend of mine just do some improv, and they killed it.
Okay.
They didn't even know each other. They live in two different states. They killed it. So see, you may want to hit up City Boy too, because he is a he was Medea before Medea. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So,
Okay.
um, if you check out my second podcast on my page, he's in it. You see his face, he's in it, and you see how, they act and just do the improv. So that gives you a little insight about what he can do. And I don't think he ever took acting classes, but City Boy, you can let me know if you ever took acting classes. Put it in a comment. But no,
And,
he
and
is, huh?
where is he located?
He's in San Francisco, California.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's definitely an inspired actor, and but he does good female characters, like a older woman, like a church mom and stuff like that, Medea type stuff. So that may be something for you to consider.
Okay. I'm open. I'm always open to work with new people that are down to collaborate. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
What's
so
good, Darius?
City Boy definitely DM Dwayne and y'all can talk. Um, he said no, he never took acting classes. It came normal. See?
Oh, okay. But see, that's great. I mean, like I said, some people have that natural ability to do it, but
Oh yeah,
everybody can't do that.
no.
But so if you can do it and you didn't take any classes, that's great.
Oh yeah.
You know. So okay.
They was actually.
But yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
nah, you go ahead.
I was saying off of the video, the podcast that he did. People who was commenting, everyone's asking for a spinoff. They're saying that he should make a show of it.
Oh, oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to check some of that out then. So yeah, definitely hit me up so I can check that out.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, it's also on my page too, on my profile.
Okay.
Um, all right. You need to follow his page too. He the director. He ain't gonna really go after you all like that. But definitely y'all follow each other.
Okay.
All right. So new movie that you're promoting is coming out later on in October in this month. Slumber Party,
Yeah.
Slaughter Party 2.
Yes,
Two,
ma'am. Yes,
not one,
ma'am.
but two.
Uh,
So how did
yes,
it get to
ma'am. I'm
two?
excited. Uh, okay. So I'm a big horror movie slasher fan.
Okay.
Um, and I watched this series of films that came out in the 80s called Slumber Party
Mm-hmm.
Massacre. So I got the idea maybe 2014 to write my own version, and I called it Slumber Party Slaughter Party. So I wrote it, and then I shot it in 2015. I wound up acting in it as well, which happened by accident. Um, and I put the film out maybe 2016 on DVD. It's currently available to watch on the Rewind Network. And so, few years passed. I started writing something else because the script for Slumber Party Slaughter Party 2 was initially a whole nother film. And then I got the idea. I said, you know what? I've never done a sequel. So why don't I just turn this into Slumber Party Slaughter Party 2? So that's what happened. Started writing it. And I think I started the whole pre-production process maybe 2019. Started filming like around COVID time, so I had to stop. Picked back up like 2021 and finally finished in 2022, and now it's finally going to be released. So I'm excited. I can't wait to put it out. It's been a long journey with this film. It's been about a good 4 year journey, but I'm happy.
4 years in between the first and the second one?
No, 4 years of me trying to
The
finish this
second one.
the sequel.
So how
hmm
long has it been in between?
Uh, well, the first one, like I said, that came out 2015. So like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 22. It's about 7 years
Wow.
from the first one to
To
now, to the
now.
sequel.
Yeah,
hmm
gotcha.
So,
And it does take quite some time to do a movie. It may not take 7 years or something like that, or 4 years, but it does take time because you have to get all the parts together, all the different angles, of course. What else do you think?
well, the main thing is money. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. I don't have any sponsors or anything like that. Like I fund my film, so it might be a time where I might have to put a film on hold because I have to handle real life. You know, so that's another thing that causes the productions to take time. You have to get locations, pay actors, maybe if they're traveling, cover their
Mm,
travel. If it's an action film or whatever, you need props, pay for that. It's a lot of money that goes into filmmaking that people don't understand. And if you're doing it yourself, it's difficult because I've never been successful really with crowdfunding. So I've tried it and I got a little bit of money, but with Slumber Party Slaughter Party, I still winded up putting up the majority of my
mm.
money to finish it. So that was another reason that it took so long. And I wanted certain people in it, so I did spend a little bit more money than I would have on the normal. But I wanted those people in there. So I was like, you know what? You want them in there. If they agree to be in there, okay, yeah, let's get them in there. So yeah, I spent more money on this one than I would any other project.
Yeah, and mainly because you have to pay the actors and they want however much
And
money
travel.
each. Yeah.
Right.
Ooh. Um, okay. So tell everyone what is Slumber Party Slaughter Party about?
Okay, so Slumber Party Slaughter Party is about the first one was about four young women that were about to go to college. They were high school kids and they were about to go to college. The lead, her name was Megan, and her parents went out of town, that whole thing. So she has a slumber party, and during that time, she has a creepy neighbor that comes and checks on her, which was played by me. But like I said, I wasn't supposed to play that role. So and then there's a serial killer on the loose. He's killing people. Nobody knows why. And there's a big twist that I don't want to give away. And then that's what leads us to the sequel. After the events of the first film, it's years later, and we continue it. So I can't, like I said, I can't really say too much without giving away the end of the first movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Sounds
yeah, if you're a horror Yeah, you're a horror slasher fan, you'll really enjoy it. It's gonna have, a little bit of comedy, some scares, a good story, beautiful women. I feel like it's gonna be good.
it kind of sounds like a Jason or Michael Myers, right?
Yeah, kind of on that level. Yeah, kind of on that level. Except for my killer, he's not superhuman like Michael Myers and Jason. He's just a regular guy,
Gotcha.
you know.
Oh,
So yeah,
yeah.
that's the only difference.
Okay. It's kind of like you have to watch out for people on the streets, like in your day-to-day life. You don't know who they are.
You don't. You
So
really don't.
this,
There's a lot of crazy people out there.
yeah. So this movie will probably make you like open your eyes a little bit more too.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably, yeah. You check it out. So,
And when is it
but yeah,
dropping?
October the 27th. That's on a Friday. It's going to be available for the physical media people. So the people that still like DVDs and
Hmm.
Blu-ray, it'll be available on those and streaming on my upcoming website, Pure Prestige website coming soon. So you'll be able to purchase it and just stream it, have it at home if you don't care nothing about physical media. Um, and it's going to be a real popcorn film. You can sit back with some popcorn, have some fun, laugh, and just have a good time. It's just a fun film. Just don't take it too serious. Just enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you planning on putting your films on like Netflix and stuff like that?
I would like to. I definitely would like to at some point. It's a whole process with that.
Mhm.
So like it's a lot of things that you have to go through to get a film on Netflix. But I would love to have something on Netflix or any of the bigger platforms. So that's what I'm actually working towards at some point. And I'm working on some other things, that I can't really mention right now.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have a lot of things in the works.
So what about putting it on Tubi? Is it easier?
It would be easier to put it on Tubi than Netflix.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things with that. Well, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, it's easier to put it on Tubi than a Netflix. But I will say that Tubi is a really good platform for a lot of independent
Yeah,
filmmakers to be seen. And there are a lot of people like the filmmakers out of Detroit. They're really killing it. They're putting content out like left and right. Like they're really going hard right
they
now.
are.
There are a lot of filmmakers. Yeah, they are. It's a lot of filmmakers in North Carolina, South Carolina. They have projects on there. A lot of my friends, fellow filmmakers, have films on there. So I definitely appreciate Tubi for that. For having a platform for people's films to be seen.
Yeah. Tubi is getting flooded with independent filmmakers. And
Definitely.
most of
Yeah.
it, I think it's ghetto films. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it's all the shoot 'em up bang bang movies and stuff. You gonna find that on Tubi.
Hmm.
It's more
They on
on
there.
Tubi than
You right.
Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah. They do have a lot of that, but they also have, from what I've seen, some good thrillers. Like I watched this movie. Oh man, I cannot think of it. I can't think of the name, but it was like four actors throughout the film. It was a thriller. And it kept me engaged. Like I never got bored. It was a pretty good film. And it wasn't like a hood film or whatever. So, but I think a lot of people look at Tubi or they look to go to Tubi to see hood movies. And that's your preference. All right, cool. I like all types of films though. I like thrillers, I like horror, drama, suspense, action, martial arts. I like movies with good stories. Like that's my main thing. Like the story, the acting, if you can get me caught up in the story, with your acting, I'm all
Hmm.
in. You don't even have to have the biggest budget or whatever. Just give me an engaging story, and I'm there. I'm there for it. You
Yeah.
know. But I really just want to shout out all of the filmmakers that's out there grinding, putting in hard work to get their films seen. Because like I said, it's very hard work. So, the ones that are successful with getting their films on platforms or whatever, I definitely want to commend them and, just say keep grinding.
Which type of movies do you like to write? Horror,
Um,
action?
Mainly horror and drama. I've been writing some thrillers as well lately, but yeah, horror and drama, those are my main go-tos. I started out writing horror and then started doing dramas and nail suspense. I've written an action film, well, two action films as well, but I haven't shot them yet because they're going to take some money. I want them to be done the right way. But yeah, I primarily write the horror, the drama, and the thrillers.
Hmm.
I am going to write a sci-fi film at some point, though.
Okay then.
Yeah, I definitely want to
But
do that.
which one is your favorite out of all of them
Hmm. I would say out of all of them,
to write
probably,
down?
probably the horrors. Yeah, they're probably my favorite to write.
I knew you was gonna say that. I don't know why you
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
have a
say that.
you. You should see like my laptop and see all of the scripts that I haven't produced
Mm-hmm.
yet. Um, a lot of them are hard. The most of them are hard, but I have other ones as well. But yeah, horror is definitely my favorite to write.
Hmm. And why do you think that is?
I guess with horror, you can kind of be more outrageous and do like things that wouldn't happen in real life. I feel like you're more free creatively, to just write a crazy story like Chucky. That's a crazy story. But I mean, it's successful, and the writer of that, like, shoot, he's on season 3 of the TV show, and it was like 7 movies before that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you could turn it into a franchise if it catches on. So yeah, it's a lot of reasons why I like horror, but those are the main ones. It just kind of lets you be free creatively. Same with sci-fi. That's why I want to write a sci-fi or whatever. You can basically create your own world, and that's what I like to do. So, but yeah, I think that's why horror is my favorite.
I think, in a way, I think you have to, not you personally, but someone has to
Hmm.
be slightly twisted to write a horror film. Yeah, I think you slick want to really kill somebody. You slick really want to jump out the closet. You know what I mean? And boo. I mean, for you to really write it, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I could be
No, I
wrong.
definitely. No, I'm gonna tell you a funny story right quick. My mother, she passed away
Uh,
last year. She used to say to me when I was young and I first started writing, she's like, Dwayne, why you always writing those scary movies? Like, are you
right.
okay? Something wrong with you? I said, yeah, mom, I'm good. I said, yeah, I'm good. These are just the stories I want to tell. But yeah, I'm not going out stabbing people with a butcher knife. No, I'm not doing that in real life.
I mean,
I don't
probably
like that.
not in real life, but
No.
in your movie, you kind of want to. I mean, you
You can
play.
do whatever you want to in the movies, though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could take it that far. So it's like, okay, it's just in the movie, it's just in the book, but I'm not gonna do this in real life. But you can do it in
Exactly.
fake life and enjoy
Yeah,
it,
and not go to
and not
prison.
go to prison. Exactly, the same
Right.
enjoyment,
So
right?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
So,
I think the
but
person
yeah,
who wrote Chucky was probably a little twisted.
yeah, he might be. I don't know. He might be. Cause that whole story is just wild to me. Like I love Chucky. I've seen all the movies, and I haven't seen the season 2 of the show, but I saw the first season. But yeah, the story every time I think about it is just like how did he come up with this possessed doll? Like, where did that come from?
Nah, for
But like I
real.
said, I love it.
Like a kid killing people, you know, is
Well, not Chucky's
I
not a kid though,
mean
but
a
yeah,
dog, you know what I mean? Like a little, you're right,
yeah,
a dog killing people, like something that you would never suspect.
right.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah, it's wild. But I like to watch and write like different types of stories though, like not stuff you see all
Mm-hmm.
the time. So I just try to do things we haven't seen 1,001 times with the horror films, with drama, thriller. Like I just want to do different things. I'm inspired by a lot of different things I see, but I really just like to come up with create my own original content or whatever. Or if I'm inspired by a film and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something like this, I put my own little spin on it and make it mine. Make it Dwayne's, and make it original. Even though I'm inspired by a certain film,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just gonna copy it.
Mm-hmm. So, what makes
So
your horror films different from other horror films?
my horror films, how can I say? I feel like they are more realistic for the most part than a lot of things I see. Because the horror films I've made so far, like I said, have been regular people killing. It's not like a supernatural being or a Chucky, Michael Myers, or
Yeah.
anything like that. Most of my killers have been regular people, that can die, that can bleed, that could get hurt. So now other filmmakers have made, slasher killers with regular people. But I'm just saying, as far as like the bigger names, they're regular guys. They're not like a Freddy Krueger or anything like that. So, I think that, and I try to make my characters not be stupid.
Mm,
That's one thing in a lot of horror films that I get mad at because I'm like, nah, they wouldn't do that
yeah.
in real life, and that, so it's some movies I'm like, all right, come on. So I try not to do that in my writing and stuff like that. So I think that's what differentiates my horror films from others I've
Gotcha.
seen. But the basic idea and concept is the same as a lot of slashers. But like I said, what I do with it, the dialogue, things like that, yeah, I try to make it different in that way.
Okay. When working with actors and
Hmm.
actresses, have there ever been a point to where they was unprofessional? Yeah,
Yes.
I see that look. Yes.
Yes.
Tell us about
Mhm.
it.
Uh, there was an actor I worked with a few years ago. This was probably my third film. I don't know, but it was still early in my filmmaking career, and an actor was making things very difficult and just coming to set when they felt like it,
Mm,
holding the other actors up like it was okay, just talking real crazy, just, doing whatever they wanted to do, and it got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do something, but the thing was, at the time, I allowed them to do that because I wanted them to be in the film because they did a great
mm-hmm,
job. But I learned after that whole experience, I was like, never again will I allow that. I don't care how good the actor is, how bad I want him in the movie. We're not doing that because you're holding up my time, other people's time,
mm-hmm,
and I just don't tolerate disrespect flat out from anybody. Because I'm not a disrespectful person. I try to respect everybody, and I expect that in return, no matter who you
mm-hmm.
are. So yeah, I don't tolerate that now, but yeah, that was a very difficult experience, and I almost didn't finish the film. But I mean, we got it done, and needless to say, I never casted that person again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't badmouth them to anybody. I didn't say anything. I just put them on my list of actors I'll never work with again.
Right, because maybe they felt a little entitled or a little like, oh, I know he wants me in his film, and
Very
I'm the best.
much so. Yeah, very much
Like
so.
Hollywood,
Very much so.
he want Hollywood on you.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, nah, you nowhere near that. If you acting like that
Oh
on this
yeah,
level,
no.
Lord, if you get to the big boys, you man. But the thing is, they not gonna play with you. They'll recast you real quick.
And I
So
think
yeah,
that's the thing that he knows. It's kind of like you said that you allowed him to do it. Most people are not going to even allow you to get that far. So he was taking
nope,
advantage of it in a way too.
very, very much so.
Hmm.
Very much so. And like I said, that was still in the beginning of me, my
Yeah.
filmmaking career. So now, no, definitely would not tolerate
Yeah.
it at all.
you learned your lesson, and yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah, first time you get disrespectful, I'm gonna just say, all right, you can go ahead and go home.
was he disrespectful towards you?
Me, the rest of the cast, the crew people I had, everybody.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So, have you ever worked with somebody who was disrespectful on the lines of, say, sexual harassment type? Like maybe they had a kissing scene and did a little too much, or smacked somebody
No,
on the
I've
booty.
no, I've never had anything like that, thank goodness. Now with dealing with scenes like those, I'm very careful, like, and I have conversations with everyone, especially the females, just to make sure they're comfortable. And I don't want any, problems later on, or I don't want my company to, be associated with anything like that. Because all it takes is for one person to say, well, I didn't feel comfortable, or this happened, whatever, whatever. And I'm going to be the one who has to deal with it and take the blame because it's my film, my production,
Yeah.
I even if it's not, they're not saying me personally. If they're saying another actor did it or whatever, yeah, it's going to be Dwayne and Pure Prestige. Oh, this happened on his set. He allowed this, and it's going to be a whole problem that I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with. Because I don't have anything like that. Like I said, if we have intimate scenes, we go over it. I let everybody know ahead of time. This is what I'm envisioning. Are you comfortable with this? I have several conversations with the actors in regards to that. So you can never say when you get there, oh, you didn't tell me this or whatever. Yes, I did, because we had several conversations
Right.
about it. So I had to start documenting certain things just for my own protection.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy because somebody could just say
Yeah.
something with no proof and you're automatically guilty. So,
Yeah. You're
uh,
right. Do you make them sign like disclaimers and all that
yes,
stuff? Yeah.
I didn't. That's a mistake. I didn't used to do that. Again, just learning.
Mm.
I didn't have people really sign anything. I would just go word of mouth, I guess a handshake type of agreement. And I was like, yeah, this is a
Mm.
mistake. And I had a lot of filmmaker friends, one in particular who was like, you have to start having people sign stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, just to eliminate stuff like that. So now, before we film, we'll have, I'll have an actor's agreement
Okay.
that they'll read over. I make sure they understand. I'm like, do you have any questions about anything? Make sure they understand everything, and then they sign it, and we go from there. And sometimes even with that, you'll still have some issues. It's like, okay, we talked about it, you signed it, and it's still a problem. So,
Mm.
yeah,
Because a lot of times they don't read what they sign,
they
or
just sign it.
they just don't care.
Yeah, but see, I'm gonna read anything I sign.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't think I've ever just grabbed something and just signed it. I mean, so and I asked, like I said, several times, do you understand? Do you have any questions?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, this is the time we can discuss it, and I will clear up anything that you have a problem with or you don't
Yeah.
understand. So at that point, I'm like, well, okay, I've done everything, that I could do on my end. So,
Right.
I don't know what else to do.
Right. You're right. Yeah, it's kind of difficult being in the position that you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can be.
Hmm. Okay.
It definitely can.
What made you want to start acting in your own movies?
It happened by accident. That was never the plan.
Somebody didn't show up?
People, yeah, somebody didn't show up several times, different projects, and I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta fill in, like, last minute. Every time it was last minute, and I had to jump in, so I just started acting, and then I started acting in other people's films, and I was like, okay, I was like, this not that bad. I think I can do this. Now I was talking about the acting training. I never had any acting
See?
training, at all. I just kind of did it. I'm nowhere near the best actor, but I feel like I'm pretty decent, I feel like. But if it's a role that I just don't think I could do, I'm not gonna take it. You know, like, look, I feel like somebody else will be better in this role than me.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm
Yeah.
honest.
Didn't in one of your films you played a killer?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
It was fun. It was fun. I actually, yeah, it was fun. Like playing the killer or the villain. I've actually played the villain a few times, and it's really fun because I could just do stuff that I would never do in real life. I could just act however I wanted to. I mean, it's just like really fun because it's not me. I'm somebody totally different. I'm not Dwayne when I'm playing that role, so I could just dig deep. Why you giving me that face? Why you giving me?
I can't. I can't with you. No, you was Dwayne.
So you thinking I want to kill people, Loki?
You was hiding behind the character. This is your big moment.
Oh man. Oh god, man. My eyes watering over here. Oh god.
Yep. You low
You
key
thinking I'm
wanted to
trying
jump
to?
out that closet.
Nah, never. But nah, I just I like getting into those roles, the villain roles and stuff like that. But I've actually played a lot of different roles. Just different type of like slimy characters in drama films. I played the good guy, the husband that get cheated on by his wife, the guy that does the cheating. I've played a lot of different roles, honestly.
Hmm. And what is your favorite character to play?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the killer. Yeah, I'll be honest. That's my favorite character to play. I like playing the bad guys and the
Man,
killers.
I
It's
told
fun.
you. See?
Yeah,
It's okay. We
yeah, it's
here.
fun.
We here. I get it. I support you.
Oh, okay. So that means you feel that way
Nah.
then. If you support it, right?
It's only in my head. It's not on the paper.
uh, got
I
you.
see.
But nah, those are my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but
Um. So in like even okay, so old school horror films, they used to have the fake blood,
mhm.
and it used to look fake, like
Yeah,
like
it did. It
ketchup.
did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how do you portray like realness of it?
Well, I have a lot of props. I have like very realistic blood, like severed body parts, masks that look very real. And then I'll get people, people who master special effects to really make it look real. Now, there are some scenes that I really wanted to be a little bloodier in Slumber Party 2 that I couldn't get for whatever reason. And I was like, okay, it's okay.
Mm.
But yeah, I try to get like realistic stuff and get people who know what they're doing to make it look as real as possible. Yeah, because I don't like that like the old school movies that the blood look like paint and all that. Like every time I see those movies, I laugh because I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Mm.
But
Dries up when it hits
yeah,
air.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I try to avoid that. I try to avoid all of that.
Gotcha.
But sometimes budget restraints, unfortunately, you can't really do everything you want to do, so something might not be exactly how you want it. And I know in all of my films, there are things I wanted to do that I couldn't because of budget restraints, or things I wanted to be better that I was like, okay, I kind of gotta just go with this. But I feel like all filmmakers go through that or feel that way. Like you always gonna have a problem with your movie. You're gonna be your own worst critic,
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. That's true. I feel like one day you're gonna own your own prop store.
I would definitely love to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like one day is like your films is gonna turn bigger and you're gonna have like a whole little warehouse with like prop stuff and pick out what you
Yeah.
need. I just feel like that's gonna happen for you.
That's actually a good idea. I mean, I definitely would love to have that. Like a whole store just full of props, whatever you need to get. I already have like a lot of different masks. Like I have a whole bucket. It's like a plastic container with different masks. Then I have blood, like I said, body parts. I'm sounding real crazy right now, just back. But yeah, I have like a whole lot of different props. I have prop guns. What else? Like different types of wardrobe. Like I have a lot of props.
So you don't rent them, you buy them?
No, I buy them. I just buy
Why?
them. Cause I'm a lot of stuff I use multiple times.
Okay. So if it's like
So
good and real enough, it's like, okay, I gotta have this for later.
right, and then I'll use it again in another film.
Right. Okay.
So
That makes sense.
I definitely.
Do you
Hmm.
rent anything?
I really don't like renting, to be honest. I'll either hire somebody that has their own equipment or shoot it myself. Like before, I was doing everything. I was writing, producing, directing, shooting, lighting, doing the sound. Now I'm trying to just focus on directing. So I have someone, a cinematographer, who's a part of my production team, and he's pretty much going to shoot the next few films. And so I could focus on directing. Um, but yeah, I have a lot of props and stuff like that. Now I still will film at some point. Right now, I'm just not filming. I'm letting my cinematographer film. I have different sound people I work with. Like I said, I just want to focus on directing for the moment.
Okay, I got you. Um, okay. Now, have you ever came across a time to where you were filming and it's supposed to be an outdoor scene and the sunshine, and then it's like now it's rain? Like, what do you
Yes.
do?
Uh, I just have to improvise. I mean, in those cases, depending on the scene, I just have to be like, okay, this is gonna be an indoor scene. I've had to do that several times.
Mhm.
But if it has to be outside, I just have to shoot it at another time. You
But
know, um,
if you hire the actors
yeah,
for that day and stuff, and you know,
yeah. See, that's when I have to just be like, okay, I have them for this time period. We got to get it done. It's indoors now. We just have to change it. We just got to change whatever, which I don't really like doing, to be honest with you. But if I have an actor for that day, we supposed to shoot outside and it's raining. All right, yeah, they got to go. I'm not bringing them back. So yeah, we have to finish it inside. A lot about filmmaking is being resilient and resourceful and thinking quick on your feet,
mm-hmm.
because you're always going to have a problem no matter what your budget is when you're making films. Even big budget companies with millions of dollars, $1 million budgets run into issues and they have to figure it out. But, you know, you gotta you have to be resourceful no matter what your budget is, because things change. I mean, even Hollywood, you know, like you just said, it might be a day where they're supposed to film outside. It's raining all day. This actor has to go shoot something else the next day. Okay, what we gonna do? Let's change the whole scene. It takes place inside
Yeah.
now and get it done.
Yeah. So, like the directors, they have to stop and think and regroup. How can we fix it? So
Yes,
the shooting day is gonna take longer because of the rain, and they have to figure it out. It's
right.
Mother
I
Nature.
mean, yeah, we have to do that a lot because there'll be times where an actor won't show up and they're a pivotal part of this scene. All right, they're not here. What we gonna do? All right, let's throw this person in there. Let's take this character out the scene. That's something I've had to do several times. Like even with Slumber Party, Slaughter Party 2, it was a day I was supposed to film, and one of the main actors, the day of the shoot, didn't come. So I had to change dialogue, take whole lines of dialogue out, and take that character out. It was very, very. It was. it gave me a headache because I rented out an Airbnb. I've spent all this money. I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm like, wow. So now, on top of this, I have to write out this whole character. But that's what I did, and I made it work. I mean, and it was like, the audience didn't know the character ever existed. I mean, it didn't
Right,
really hurt the film.
right.
So I gave that character's dialogue to other characters, and we proceeded with the film. So yeah, nobody would ever know the character even existed. But like I said, you have to be resourceful. You have to be quick on your feet
Mhm.
and think quick. Like, all right, let's get this done. Let's figure this out. It's a lot to filmmaking. That's what I was saying earlier. It's a lot to it.
Mhm.
People think you just shoot, tell people where to stand, or say that line. Nah, it's a lot more to it. And that's why I get offended when just everybody think they can just go make a movie, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, go do it.
Yeah. I want to
You
be a
know?
director.
Do you?
Yeah. I wake up one day and be like, I want to do this. I want to do that. You know me. I got I got a lot of stuff in my no, but for real, because I have written a script before. Well, a play. I
Okay.
written a play.
Okay.
Actors acted it out and all that. This was back in high school. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So, and I
okay.
had the best play because it was different different people from different schools, and we all like whoever had like the best plays was probably like maybe 5 people in each school, and then we had real actors acted out. We all went to this one place and just watched everyone's play, and
Okay.
I had probably like the best one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and you produced it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I wrote it. um and then we gave it to first we submitted it, you know what I mean, because it was part of our class work actually. So we submitted it and whatever the case may be, and then I got chosen, and then the actors, they didn't even say how is it supposed to go because we didn't have time, we didn't even talk to them. So they just took everyone's
Hmm.
play and just delivered it how they thought it should be delivered.
Okay.
So mine's actually turned out to be a comedy. It wasn't written as a comedy, but it happens, So
Right.
it was about a relationship. So it was supposed to be serious, but probably a little sense of humor to it. But yeah, it had everyone cracking up. I'm like, okay. So it works, you know.
Okay.
But
Well, I mean,
mhm.
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So you still you want to direct a play, or you want to direct a film?
I know how to write. I don't know. I mean, I haven't wrote in a long time. Um, but I want to direct. I want to tell people that ain't good. Try it again, stand here, deliver it better. I have that type of I guess you could say authority in me. You know what
Okay.
I mean? So it's kind of like say I will watch a film and I be like, they could have done that better. You know what I mean? Because in a film, they take all the good takes, like the best
Right.
take.
Right.
It could be 10 takes. They gonna take the best one. I'm like, oh, so that's the best take,
I know what
you
you're
know?
saying. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm the type, and I come up with ideas and stuff like that. So let me give you an example. The movie The Outlaws. Was the Outlaws? The In-Laws. It's on
Okay.
Netflix. It just came out
Okay.
not too long ago. Um,
Okay.
is it The In-Laws? No, I think it's The Outlaws. It's The Outlaws. And
Okay.
it was some A-list actors in there or whatever. It's basically about, I don't know if you've ever seen this, about someone's, maybe it was an in-law. Someone's in-laws, they were robbing the bank that person worked at.
Oh wow. No, I never even heard of that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I want to say it was the in-laws then. But
Okay.
yeah, it's on Netflix. It just came out. So I was on set that I had like a feature in that. And
Okay.
um the director was like telling the person, the actor is like, no, like do it this way. I think that's gonna be good. Do it that way. And my thoughts was the same exact thing right before he said it. And it was
Okay.
on like two
Okay.
different occasions. And then he was like, because I was gonna blurt it out, but it wasn't my. No, I was gonna say, I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to be a little unprofessional, you
Right.
know.
Right. Right.
So, because he was like, okay, I think you should, instead of saying the words, he was like, I think you should sing it. And I was like in my head, like, I was thinking that you're in my head. So then the director
Yeah.
looked at everybody else. He was like, I think that'll be funny. He said, yeah. Like how he was kind of like patting himself on the back, like, yeah, I think that'll go. And I was looking at him
Yeah.
like, I was thinking that. And they
Right.
ended up doing that in the movie. And it was like some on the spot
Okay.
type of stuff, you know?
Right.
But I was thinking the same exact thing. Like I said, it was like on two different occasions in that same movie.
Got you. Got you. Got you.
Yes,
Okay. So you have that natural director's eye, pretty much.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, that's why I want to get into it. I know you said it's a lot as far as um directing and just doing all the little different stuff. So
Yeah.
I think I want somebody to handle the camera. Of course, I'm gonna look at it, give my final say so, but I think I want to be a director. I think I do. I don't know how
Okay.
far I want to take it, but I think I want to try it.
You want to at least do it one time and see if it's something you want to continue to do?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, you gonna let me direct your
Well,
next film?
I don't know about that, but
Got him.
oh god, man. Oh
So
man, this is hilarious.
no, but no, for real, I think I want to try it. I'm gonna figure out how it's gonna go down, but yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, yeah. I mean, well, once you get everything together, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you, thank you. Um, okay, so technology has changed. So how do you think that affects you filming and you editing and something else, some new program comes out tomorrow, you got to learn that and
Well, the editing, I really try to stay away from. I edited Slumber Party, Slaughter Party. This was my first feature that I edited, and it was a headache. I'm not even gonna lie. I could write all day, I could film all day. Editing is so tedious. Pacing things together, taking this away, don't yeah, it's tedious.
yeah.
But yeah, I would rather just hire somebody to do that and just let them deal with that part because like I said, I like to focus on the directing and the
Okay.
writing part, so I'm not like hip to all of the new softwares because like you said, they do change so often.
Hmm.
So like with new editing software, I don't always know, what this does or I know some of them, but it just changes so much. There's no way I can keep up. But I try to keep up with the cameras. I know what I like. The ones that have like a certain look, that cinematic look real good. I try to keep up with those, of course. But yeah, the editing software, I don't really keep up with as much. But as far as technology in general, you have to try to keep up to make your films as good as possible. Um, so yeah, I do that. But yeah, everything else. I'm like, oh man, I'm not the best technology. I'm not the what technology savvy person. I never have been.
Gotcha.
So, but I know how to use the camera
Right.
though.
So what's the difference, hold on, between a director and the person holding the camera and filming it?
The director directs the actors, controls the set, and things of that nature. The person, the cinematographer, they basically go by what the director wants. They set up the lighting for the scene. They set up the takes that the director asks for. and make sure everything looks good. So that's what the cinematographer does. The director, like I said, works with the actors as far as their performances, tell everybody, okay, I want you here, I want you there, and pretty much, talks to the rest of the crew and controls the whole set.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Okay then.
so when I'm
Um.
on set, I have multiple jobs pretty
Yeah.
much, you
No,
know?
you did. You did.
Yeah.
So, have you ever had what do you call it? Like, say, a second AD? Is that what they call it? Assistant
Yeah,
director.
I've never had one. I have to find one. I've never had one on any set, and I'm trying to alleviate a lot of things because I'm used to doing
Yeah.
everything myself. But it's no way I can do all that now. Because I had two heart surgeries over the past couple of years,
No.
so I got a brand new heart
Yay!
last year, and yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. Um, appreciate it. Yeah, so everybody, I have to find smarter ways to work. I can't work as
Yeah.
hard as I used to. I have to work harder, smarter, not harder now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I try to just limit it. And that's why I said now I just really want to focus on the directing part when I'm on set and not have to worry about, okay, now I have to light the scene, do the sound, tell them to act, then I got to act in it. Like I was doing all of that for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. And people were telling me, Dwayne, you can't keep doing that. You have to get a crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, nah, I can do it. But yeah, I can't do all that by myself now. So I'm putting together a crew. Like I said, I have my cinematographer. I need a dedicated sound person, so I work with different sound people. Definitely going to have a AD on the next project, definitely. Script supervisor to make sure everybody reads their lines correctly and tell me after we cut if somebody missed a line. And also a script supervisor keeps up with continuity. So
Mm-hmm.
like if you have a glass in one scene that's full, it's the same scene, like it can't be empty, in the next take or whatever. So, they take care of that. So I'm putting together a team to handle all of that so I can just focus on directing the actors.
Good.
So that's what I'm doing.
And I'm glad you mentioned that continuity. A lot of people don't know what that is. They think you can just do whatever. It's like, no, you have to do the exact same thing, the exact same way at the exact
Right,
same time.
right, right. And a lot of people don't get that for whatever reason. You can't, have your hand on your head. This time it's the same take. This time you got your hand on your chin.
Yeah.
Like, no, you have to do it the same way so it matches up when we edit or whatever. So it's a lot of different things, that I try to explain to the actors. Like, I'm working with more seasoned actors now, so they understand these things. Excuse me, but I started off with a lot of first time actors. Like my first few films, I was dealing with a lot of actors that had no
Mhm.
experience. So, it's a lot of things they didn't understand or know why. But now, like I said, I'm working with more seasoned actors. So they know why we're doing this, why we're doing that, because they've been on
Yeah.
sets before. So, that's also another thing. I'll give uh someone that's inexperienced a chance, but I'm going to give them a very small role.
Mhm.
But a lot of people with no experience will come in and say, Dwayne, I want to act, but I want the main role. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
You want
true.
the main role, you have no experience, and okay, yep.
Yeah, that's
So, yeah, that's crazy to me. But yeah, a lot of people do that, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put you in this role because I don't know how you act, and this is a big part. You have to memorize these lines. It's not just you come and say whatever. Like, no, you have to really take this seriously. Because I take acting seriously. I take filmmaking seriously. It's not something I do. It's not a hobby of mine. It's something that I'm passionate about and that I'm going to become a full-time filmmaker. Like I'm going to wake up and make films all day, and that's how I'm going to make money. I'm not there at the moment, but I'm pushing. And like I said, I've been doing this for a little while. I feel like with each film, I get better because I'm like, I learn from this film, don't do that. Learn from this film, don't do this. So you constantly learning. You wake up every day and learning something new. You never stop
mhm.
learning. So I mean that's just a part of life, and I want to continue to learn, continue to grow as a filmmaker, and at some point, later on down the line, once I stop, I want people to remember me as like just one of the best, or Dwayne made a lot of entertaining films. All of them weren't perfect, or this one wasn't for me,
Mm,
but he has these that I love.
mm,
Um, like I'm gonna tell you somebody who a lot of people kind of give hell, but I really respect their grind is Tyler Perry.
mm,
You know, like Tyler Perry's put out a lot of content. Not all of it is great, but he's put out some good films. But I respect his hustle. I respect his grind. Like that's one thing about that man. He don't stop, and he don't care about this group of people over here being negative. He's gonna do what he wants to
mhm,
do, and that's one thing I take. I'm like, you know what? This film is not for this audience. Every film is not for
mm,
every audience, and that's fine. But you don't like these films, but you'll like something over here. And that's why I want to be one of the most diverse filmmakers to do this. I want to make a comedy, then turn around, make a horror film, and then turn around, make a drama, thriller, whatever. So I'm
mm,
gonna get you one way or the other.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna like something.
Right. Now, for real though.
you know. So yeah, that's definitely my goal. I mean, like I said, I write. As soon as I get an idea, write my notebook. Like, okay, da 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 da, and then I'll get to writing soon after. So
Hmm.
you know, but, yeah. But
Okay.
it's a lot of stuff coming up that I'm filming. That I'm writing. So yeah, we got to get together.
Yeah, for sure. Um, what are some of your your movies? Like, what are the titles? Like, how many have you done?
I have a short film that I did in 2014 called The Imperfect Wife, and I'm actually going to write a feature version of that, and I'm going to shoot that next year. So that's one, and that's actually available to watch on the Rewind Network as well as YouTube on the new Pure Prestige Productions page on YouTube. You can watch that or the Rewind Network. I have another film called My Best Friend's
Mm,
Man. That's another film that I wrote, produced, directed, and acted in. I wasn't supposed to act
mm,
in it, but I wound up acting in it last minute. I have a film called Never Satisfied, a short film that I shot last year.
mhm.
That's on the YouTube channel as well. What else? A movie called Corona Rage that I wrote. It's a short during the when COVID first started. It was something I just wrote right quick because that's what was going on,
Oh, that's
And then I was
cool.
bored just sitting in the house, so I just wrote the film and just kind of just shot it and was like, whatever, I'm gonna just do something. Um, what's another one? Uh, oh, Social Depression, the first one. That's a film that it's about this young lady who was going through a lot. She was depressed, looking at people online being successful, having relationships, and her life just wasn't like that. It was a lot of bad things going on, and she contemplates suicide. So, you know, she was going back and forth trying to do that or whatever. And that film, I actually shot that film after I got out of the hospital from the first heart surgery.
Wow.
So we shot that film in one day, 12 hours. I could barely walk that day. Like my one of my co-stars, well not co-stars, but one of my actors like had to literally help me get up and down the steps because I could barely walk. And we shot that film in 12 hours. It's one of my most well
Hmm.
received films. Um, I remember this lady on Facebook. I didn't know who she was. She hit me up and she was like, I appreciate you making this film. I suffer from depression. And, she went on to tell her story. And she just said, I appreciate you making this. And that made me feel good because I was like, okay, so, it helped somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could relate to it, because I mean, I was depressed when I wrote it, sitting in the hospital in my early 40s. And they're talking about if you don't get a heart pump put in, you're not going to be here another year, you know? So to hear that, I was like, is this serious? Is this really going on? So I asked my mother to bring my laptop to the hospital. So right before the surgery, I just started writing and I wrote Social Depression. And you can see that, like I said, on the new Pure Prestige Productions page or the Rewind Network.
And you said that's on YouTube.
Yes, yes, on the new Pure Prestige Productions
Okay.
page. Just look that up and it'll come up. How many movies did I tell you? How many
Was
did I
that
just say?
3?
Like, no, I think I just said like 4 or 5. Um, oh, another one is a short horror film called Psycho Sisters. I made that like 2017. That's on YouTube, on the YouTube channel and the Rewind Network as well. So those are a few films that you could check out if you want to see my work. And like I said, the website, the Pure Prestige website is coming up, and you'll be able to check them out as well, along with newer films, exclusive content. Like it's going to be a lot of stuff, so I'm excited about all of these. And the one that I shot last night, Social Depression 2,
Mm.
like it's going to be good. It continues the story from the first one, but the main character is different. The main character is in the sequel, but the it's not fully centered around her in the sequel. So, and we're probably going to release Social Depression 2 sometime in November.
November.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You spin them out, ain't you?
Yes, I'm not playing. Because I had a little time period, of course, with the surgeries and my mom passing and all of that. I had to deal with real life
Yeah.
stuff, so of course I wasn't filming. But now I'm back. My cinematographer and I, we have been plotting and planning, and we just gonna put out some good stuff. We're gonna get everybody's attention. I might even. I'm not really an awards type of guy, but a lot of people already are saying that I should enter Social Depression 2 into a film festival and see how it does. So I might actually do that just to see.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a good idea, even though I never checked it out. But yeah, type of movie
Yeah.
like how you described, yeah, that's the film festivals, they're good for those type of movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, of course we haven't edited yet, but just looking at the footage, and the actors and everything, they did a phenomenal job. One of the actors was on this live. I don't think she's on here now, but yeah, they did a great job, and then I think I am going to do that, enter it in the film
There
festival.
you go. um,
So.
when an actor wants to connect with you and get hired, what do you look for? What do they have for you to even consider them?
One, they have to pay attention. So like if I'm casting and I put specific information in there, and then you ask me the question that I already said in the casting, or you don't follow the directions, like if I'm looking for a brown skin 5'2" female and like a 6'2", like a dark skinned female, I'm like, that's not what the role, you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And somebody who's going to follow up and do what they said they were going to do when they said they were going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't chase people for auditions. Like, if you want to audition, I give you a deadline, and you don't meet that deadline, okay, you're done. Like, you can't come back 2, 3 weeks later after the deadline and submit it, and you haven't talked to me or said, or asked Dwayne, can I submit it
Mhm.
late? I'll be like, okay, sure. Yeah, if you call me or hit me up and say I need to submit it late, I need more time. All right, cool.
Mhm.
But if you don't say anything, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I guess they weren't interested, and I'm gonna just go on to the next actor.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they have that. Um, I don't really trip too hard off of like if they have a fan base. I know a lot of directors do. Um, I just want to see that you can act and that you're serious about it. So those are the things I look for. You being serious about it, following directions, seeing if you can act, and things like that. So I don't feel like that's too much to ask for.
No, it's not. So if they don't follow directions, send an email with the opposite of what you're saying, do you automatically cancel them out?
Um, It depends. It really depends on the person. Some people I'll be like, okay, well, all right, it was a misunderstanding. I'll give them another
Okay.
chance. But like if it's something blatant, like I said
I
with the
yeah.
the description, if I give you a description, a very specific description, and you're nothing like that, I'm like, "Ah, yeah, I'm not even going to email you back. You know what I'm saying? Like before, I would email them back and do all this stuff, but you get to a point where, and somebody, an actor, told me this years ago, uh, when I did my first film, he was like, Dwayne, you way too nice. And I was like, I was confused. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you just let these actors just get away with anything. Like you keep giving them chance after chance after chance. And, I was like, nah, I don't want to be a mean person. Like, things happen. I understand. And he just was like, okay, you'll see later on. And now, all these years later, I see what he's talking about. I totally get why he said that, because now a lot of things, like I said, I don't even go for. I'm like, nah, you have to pay attention. Because if you can't pay attention when you're submitting, you're not gonna be able to pay attention when you're on set. That's how I feel, So,
That's it.
and you're gonna waste everybody's time.
That is true.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, last question before we get out of here.
hmm
What is your vision for your production company?
Oh, that's a great question. My vision for my production company is one to be one of the top high concept companies. What I mean by that is I want to deliver different types of films with different types of content, great actors, things you don't see every day. Because I say Pure Prestige on the logo, it says Pure Prestige Production, Excellence in Entertainment. And I want to live by that slogan. Like I want you to, when you hear a Pure Prestige film is coming out, I want people to get excited. I want them to expect a dope story, good acting. I want them to talk about it how you talk about whatever production company you like or whatever filmmaker you like. I want my company to be remembered not just as an independent film company, but as a film company that could possibly be up there with some of the big boys at some point. Like I really want to make dope content, different content, because my brain spins all day and I can't turn it off, so I'm always thinking of ways to improve my films, myself as a filmmaker, my company, and I'm going to get to that point. So I want people to really, when they hear or see Pure Prestige, I really want them to get excited and know that they're about to get a really good film, so that's my vision for the company, to just pretty much be out there, and just be one of the best companies that you see, and make some of the best films.
Hey, okay. Good answer. No, but for real
Yes,
though,
ma'am.
yeah. And of course, in the movie theaters and all that award winning and all that type of stuff.
hmm
Hmm.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have a film play in theaters, definitely. And like I was telling my cinematographer earlier today, it's going to be one of these projects. Like I said, one of these projects is going to blow.
Mm.
Don't know which one, but I'm confident out of all of the content and everything I'm about to put out, it's going to be one that's going to catch on. It's going to be, all right, yeah, that's going to be that one. I don't know if it's going to be Social Depression 2. I don't know if it's going to be another one I shot Friday was called A Toxic Attraction. It was about this toxic couple that be arguing all the time and saying the worst stuff to each other and wind up making up and staying together. It was based off the Kendrick Lamar song "We Cry Together." I don't know if you ever heard
Mm-mm.
that. Yeah, yeah. Watch that video. It's pretty dope. And I was inspired by that. I got the idea, so that was one I acted in as well as directed on Friday. And Saturday we shot Social Depression 2. So it was a very, very long weekend. That's why I'm tired.
Yeah, no, for
But
real.
it was fun too, though. It was fun.
Hmm. Okay, so
So
tell the people. Okay, first of all, do you post your auditions?
I do. I post my auditions on Facebook. Instagram, and Twitter.
And tell them those.
And also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Also on other casting sites like the Southern Casting Call. I know you're familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Those are the main places, but definitely Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
And what are those pages so people can go and watch out for them?
Instagram, Pure Prestige
Hmm.
Productions, all together, no spaces, no underscores, anything like that. So follow me on that page, Pure Prestige Productions. And I also have the Twitter, same name, Pure Prestige Productions. And on Facebook, same thing, Pure Prestige Productions. And you'll see all of my castings. You can see everything that's coming up, every upcoming project. And as soon as I get the website, I'm definitely going to give you that
Hmm.
information as well. Because I'm going to have casting calls. And I'm also working on a Patreon as well that will have exclusive content that you won't see anywhere else. Exclusive interviews, everything. So it's a lot coming out. So I really want y'all to follow me, and hopefully you'll like something. I'm sure out of this content you'll dig something. And if you're really looking to work together, be a part of a film, let's do it. As long as you're serious, let's get it going.
Awesome. Okay, and when is your next casting so they can be aware of that to go on your page?
I'm actually casting for something right
Oh,
now. Um, I have a short film called "It's My Birthday" that I plan on filming probably in November. Real quick synopsis: it's about a woman. It's her birthday, of course, her 35th birthday. And she plans on spending it with her man. But then her man calls her. He's like, okay, get dressed, whatever. And then a while passes and she doesn't hear from him. So at first she's like, man, what is he doing? And then she keeps reaching out. The later it gets, the more
mm-hmm.
concerned she gets. And then she's not quite prepared for, what happens later. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's one of the films. I'm casting the lead role, and it's only three characters in the film. So it's the lead, her best friend, and then it's a male role. The male role is already casted, so I need to cast the female roles, and it's in November in Charlotte.
Okay. And they need to now they got all the pages. I hope they wrote it down. But
Right.
we gonna end up running
Yeah,
this
right.
back
Pure
in.
Prestige Production.
Yep, there you go. Okay, is there
So
anything that you want to tell anybody, any advice or anything that you want to give somebody?
yes, definitely. If you're trying to become a filmmaker, actor, rapper, whatever you want to do, definitely don't listen to any negativity. Don't let anybody talk you out of anything you want to do. If you seriously want to do it, make it happen. Go learn, constantly improve your craft, study. You don't have to go to school if you don't want to, because I don't want people to think that's what I was saying. I'm just saying, like, study any way you can. Watch videos. People watch videos on YouTube all day anyway.
Mhm.
TikTok, whatever. Just watch whatever the career you watch videos pertaining to whatever career goal that you have. Because they're out there.
Mm,
And just constantly try to improve. And you'll get to that point. And regardless of your budget, keep going. Don't let it stop you. Please don't let it stop you. A lot of people are scared to even try because they don't have $1 million to make a movie. I've made about 17 movies and I have nowhere near $1 million in
mm.
my bank account. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I will at some point, but right now I don't. And I'm still making movies. I'm still finding ways to get them done. And that's what you have to do. Find a way to get what you want done legally and just make it happen. That's my advice to anybody. Like I said, regardless to what that is, you know?
And then you mentioned even if they're like on Twitter, whatever, YouTube, since they're doing it anyway, YouTube acting, whatever. But I think they should also YouTube their favorite um actor or actress, their favorite director, whatever,
Right.
because you can YouTube them and you can study them or go back and watch the movie. Study how they do things and
Right.
why. Their face expressions. If you
Hmm.
do a director, study, go back and watch all those movies that director has and study how they did their angles and why, and you know what I mean, what they may look for. So yeah, that's another route too.
Yeah, that's great advice. I mean, I actually one of my favorite filmmakers is Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Him and Robert Rodriguez. I go online, I watch videos on how they did films. They give advice to filmmakers. I watch those. I go back and watch Alfred Hitchcock videos. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like the master of horror suspense when he was around, and just a lot of different people just to study, to listen to how they did things, their thought process, and see how I could incorporate it in my films or my filmmaking.
Mm,
So yeah, that's a great idea. People do that. Like I said, don't waste things that aren't productive. I don't really feel like people should waste their time on. That's just me saying that. But if you have something seriously you're trying to accomplish, go ahead, focus on that. Everything else will be there.
yeah, yeah. Because you are wasting your time. Because sometimes I see something, I go on Instagram for one thing, and then I get to scrolling and scrolling, and you know what I mean? So, and it's kind of like next thing
Right.
you know, you pop up and 30 minutes passed away, and you just wasted 30 minutes.
Yeah. And some people waste more time than that on social
Of
media
course,
doing
yeah.
nothing. I'm like, come on, man.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, if I'm not at work, or out filming or something like that, I come in. I'll probably be writing, maybe watch a video. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I don't be on social
Yeah.
media, but I just can't be on it all day looking at foolishness. Like, man, I can't do that.
Yeah, it's good to when you're taking a break. Get your eyes
Yeah.
off of whatever you're doing and scroll a little bit for 5-10 minutes and then jump back into what you're doing. But
Hmm.
again, when it comes to social media, when you get to scrolling and you lose track of time. So
Yeah.
maybe not scroll on social media, but do something else that's off of
Do
what
something
you're
else.
doing and then get back onto your main goal just for a little
Yes,
break.
man.
So
Totally agree.
you
Totally
definitely
agree.
right. Well,
Yes, man.
you gave out a lot of good advice, and I do thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. I thank you for having me. This was fun. Yeah, I appreciate it. So I definitely enjoyed myself. Hopefully, some of the people will follow Pure Prestige Productions and yeah, enjoy the content. Like I said, I can't say that enough. And, yeah, check out Slumber Party, Slaughter Party
Yep.
2, October 27th, 2023.
October 27th. Hey. All
Mhm.
right. Well, you have a good rest of your night, and we will talk soon. Thank you for joining Fur Talk.
All right. Thank you as well. Enjoy your night. All right, chat. Y'all have a great night.
Bye.